All right, let's get into a little bit of ZModeler here. So for ZModeler, it's going to be BZM for ZModeler. I have it under Alt-Q. And if you hover over an edge, you can see that we can go to close. If you do close a concave hole, it's just going to fill it with a bunch of stuff. I'm going to do close convex hole, and that'll just do that. Now you're going to see sometimes if you actually do this, it'll actually give you a little cap, which is nice sometimes. In this case, I don't want to do this, so I'm just going to kind of drag so that it just gives me this. And because I've already have that setting set up, if I just tap this edge, it'll go ahead and close those holes. Just because I don't want the carnival stripes going on there, I'm going to hold down Control Shift and tap that polygroup and hit Control W, and that'll just give me nice clean polygroups. We'll go ahead and go out of solo mode, Alt tap the top part, go back into solo mode. You don't have to turn double on. You can actually go in here and just click and it'll do fine. But if it's just a little bit easier on your eyes, just turn double on. Same thing, Control Shift, Control W, Control Shift to bring everything back. And now what we can do is I'm going to hit D for both of these to give you that dynamic preview. And you're going to see it starts to average those vertices on around those points. One thing we can do, if we go into polyframe mode and hit Shift D and go into solo mode, we can crease those transitions between polygroups. And where that is underneath geometry, crease. Geometry, crease. You can do crease PG. That'll put a crease line between those polygroups, or at least it should. Oh, I'm sorry, I was hitting uncrease polygroup. Hit crease PG. That'll put a crease line on your polygroups here. And now when you hit D, it'll keep those edges nice and creased. Same thing for this one. We're going to Alt tap that and then just hit crease PG. It'll crease those polygroups. Hit D. Did I hit uncrease PG again? Hit crease PG. There we go. And now those are nice and creased. Now the problem is they're so creased that they look like they're still the same object. So we're going to put a little bit of bevel right on that edge. So I'm going to go into solo mode here. I'm going to hit Shift D. And now what I'm going to do is hover over this edge. Well, there's two ways we could do this actually. If you go to bevel, it will actually take all of your creases and bevel them for you. And then you can just punch in a bevel width and then hit Shift D, and you can kind of just see it's beveling all those creases. If you want to do that manually, just go in here to the bevel tool, hovering over an edge, choose bevel, edge loop complete, and then you can drop in a bevel. I like to see what my bevel's doing, so I'm going to hit Shift D, and then I'll drop in a bevel here. And then I'll just click that one. And that actually, it might be hard to kind of tell, but if I click this dark green down here, this is actually a separate polygroup. I'm going to hit Control W. There we go. So when we beveled it, it actually gave us a separate polygroup. So again, you could go in here and do crease PG, crease polygroup, hit D, and now if we go out of solo mode, you're going to see it gives us a nice clean bevel right there. We can Alt tap this one here. And again, right in here, you know what, this time let's just do bevel, and then hit Shift D and see if we can't do the bevel width. There we go. We'll do a bevel width, do a crease PG, hit D to do the dynamic preview, and now you can see we have a nice beveled line in between those. Now you can still go in here if, let's say, you wanted to like Alt tap this backpack. You can grab move and just kind of move the backpack out and over if you want to, kind of stylize it up a little bit. I'll leave that up to you. And he's got kind of a button on his backpack, so if I hit Z and then Z again, there we go. We can just do a really quick I don't know, insert sphere. I actually have a bunch of primitives I like to use. These are like simplified spheres, so like sphere 8 is probably a good one for this button. Just something nice and simple. And let's drag that on there. We'll do a quick hide point split hidden or split unmasked points for you. And Shift Z to get rid of the picture there. And then we can go Alt. And I'm going to hit Shift D to kind of get rid of that dynamic preview that it inherited. We can kind of squish this down a bit. There we go. And we can scale it too if we want to. E, scale it down, and it's just right above that line. I'm going to stick it right on there. Cool. Hit D, dynamic preview. Cool. Okay, so turn all our eyeballs off, turn all the eyeballs on just by clicking one, and I think we're good to go. So you can do that with all the rest of his body. And in fact, that's what I was kind of talking about when I was like, you know what, if you want to do a cleaner result, Z-remesh, slice, fill hole, bevel, or panel loops, and that'll get you a super clean result like this, as opposed to this, where you can make it clean if you put in enough work, like H-polish. Go into solo mode here. You can kind of like H-polish this up. You can subdivide, you can remesh, and then subdivide. So you can sit here and sculpt it, and it'll give you a little bit more of a clay look, and if that's what you're going for, that's the route you want to take. If you want a super sharp cartoony look like this, probably the Z-remesher, panel loops, which we haven't gotten to yet, slicing, that kind of thing is more the thing you would want to do.